North Korea test-fired a long-range ballistic missile with the potential to hit the U.S., this according to Japan's defense ministry. According to South Korean officials, the missile was launched overnight near the capital of Pyongyang and traveled east, flying over 600 miles before falling into the sea. This comes after North Korea also test-fired a shorter-range missile on Sunday. Japan says the launches are a violation of UN Security Council resolutions and pose a threat to peace and stability in the region. Jean McKenzie with our partners at the BBC has more.
Well, it's always hard to know for sure the reason for a North Korean weapons test. On this occasion, it could be down to a meeting between the US and South Korea that was held on Friday. Officials from both countries met in Washington to update their contingency plans for what to do in the event of a North Korean nuclear attack. The US is more and more involving South Korea in its nuclear planning, and this is something Pyongyang doesn't like. So North Korea had criticized the meeting and threatened to retaliate. And this is a pattern that we have been watching play out here on the peninsula for more than a year now. North Korea testing and refining its weapons, and South Korea and the US, in return, bolstering their defenses. And so both sides are caught in this cycle of escalation. But while the US and South Korea were quick to condemn today's launch, North Korean officials were in Beijing meeting the Chinese foreign minister, who came out just hours after this launch to offer his support for North Korea. Now, these deepening ties between Pyongyang and Beijing, but also Pyongyang and Moscow, have changed the balance of power here on the peninsula.
Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 15, and it reads, "For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head." Call halal Yahweh, Bashem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, Ruha Rukakudash. Double honors to mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness and sincerity. Again, I'm going to say shalom. Quick notification. Notification. Some precepts we wanted now. Let's get this article coming out of an international source. Check this out. It reads, North Korea tests missile capable of striking the United States. The long-range missile test comes after Pyongyang said United States South Korean drills were a preview of a nuclear war. I'll read that again. The long-range missile test comes after Pyongyang said United States South Korean drills were a preview of a nuclear war. Let's read on. North Korea has test-fired a long-range ICBM that is capable of striking any target in the mainland United States. That is capable of striking any target in the mainland United States. Japanese defense officials said it is Pyongyang's latest test. It is Pyongyang's latest missile launch to have drawn international condemnation as tensions flare on the Korean peninsula. The missile launched on Monday at 8:24 a.m. local time, 11:24 p.m. Sunday, traveled for 73 minutes and covered about 100,000 kilometers, 621 miles, Tokyo Defense Ministry said. It reached a maximum altitude of more than 6,000 kilometers, 3,730 miles, and fell into the waters west of Hokkaido Island, outside of Japan's exclusive economic zone. Japan parliamentary vice Japan's parliamentary vice minister of defense, Shingo Maiki, said the missile had a potential range of 15,000 kilometers, 9,300 miles, in which case the whole of the United States territory would be within range. Let's continue on. It was the second suspected launch by North Korea in a matter of hours and comes after Pyongyang vowed to take more offensive countermeasures in response to a meeting between the United States and South Korea defense officials last week. At the meeting in Washington on Friday, both nations agreed to war game to use of nuclear weapons, and drills expected to take place next summer. Okay, I'm gonna sidebar for a short moment. I've been saying this, and I'm gonna continue to say this. Time is thinning on the United States of America. Time is really running out, and that great judgment, that thing due, man. Okay, I don't know the day of the hour, the year, the season, but you have to look at the warning signs right now. Let's close this out. The arrival of the United States nuclear-powered submarine in South Korea on Sunday, which comes amid expanded military drills and collaboration between the allies, were rebuked by the North as a preview of a nuclear war, which is said was being conducted by hostile forces. Both countries attempt to use armed forces against Democratic People's Republic of North Korea, who will face a primitive and deadly counteraction. A statement from Pyongyang said, according to the news agency. Japanese Minister Fumio Kishida said Monday's test, as well as that of a shorter range missile hours beforehand, were not only a clear violation of UN Security Council resolutions, but also a threat to peace and stability in the region, and we strongly condemn them. A spokesperson for the United States Department underscored Japan's response, saying these launches, like the other ballistic missiles launches Pyongyang has conducted this year, are in violation of multiple United Nations Security Council resolutions. Why the United Nations not? You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. Y'all know where I was going, but I'm gonna deal with that for another video. War with, in the Middle East and whatnot, but I digress. Last paragraph. Y'all know where I was going, but I'll deal with that for another video. Tensions have flared on the North Korean peninsula after Pyongyang's successful launch of a spy satellite last month. Seoul responded by suspending elements of an agreement with the North intended to curb military activity close to the border. In turn, North Korea withdrew from the military accord entirely and has reamed border group posts close to the demilitarized zone. That's the end of that article. That's Wars and Rumors of War. But on this platform, I like to bring the destruction out, because this destruction is also dealing with the deliverance. Let's get that. We're going to get some precepts and we're going to wind it down. And the Israelites, in the knowledge of this truth, I'm going to break this record. Keep the commandments. Do not sleep on the warning signs. Let's get some scriptures. And we're going to wind it down, family. Some pretty heavyweight stuff there, right? Let's get the classic in Jeremiah 50. Why not? For old time's sake. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Okay, because let's just say a war start between America and North Korea. North Korea is a member of the BRICS. So if they're in trouble, you got to expect China and Russia to aid North Korea. That's how quick this thing's going to escalate. And, you know, the forecast for America going forward, it's not looking good. And sorry for all you hopeful Republicans and Democrats. No new president-elect's going to save America. America's going to be destroyed like ancient Egypt. Okay? Just a heads up. Jeremiah 50 and verse 13, and it reads, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her, at all her plagues. This ain't dealing with modern day Babylon, which is in that Iraq area. Okay, it's still inhabited. You know, when you're dealing with the scriptures, for all you newcomers, the scriptures deal with parables, similitudes, and dark sayings. This Babylon is not talking about the Babylon overseas. It's actually talking about Mystery Babylon the Great, the United States of America, which is due to be destroyed. Okay. Let's get a few more. We got it down. Let's get a few more. We'll end it, family. Let's get Isaiah. Let's go to the book Isaiah. Isaiah 34 and 1. And it reads, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. Okay, this is a future prophecy. Let's read on. He had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. And that slaughter is really dealing with this end time war. We see the fighting in the Middle East, but that's going to turn into a nuclear conflict that's going to leave America desolate. That's going to usher in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's going to bring in deliverance for the elect remnant and the elect 144,000. That's what this war buildup is about. We going to here. And this is for the elect. This is for the chosen. I'm going to read this. We going to do. Isaiah 43 and 1. But now thus said the Lord, that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. All praises. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. That's dealing with the time of Egypt. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. That's parabolic to that great day of the Lord, the destruction. There's a count in Revelations 11, I believe, when the Most High say, come up hither. Okay. So when the Lord save his elect, the fire, okay, the fire, it won't touch you, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee, because in this day, it'll be the day of deliverance for the chosen. And that's going into the destruction for the wicked two parts. and the wicked elites, chiefly racism, white supremacists, the end of them Ku Klux Klanmen, but chiefly the elites as well, and the wicked nations that was against God's chosen people. Okay, they're going to be made captives in Revelation 13:10, and Isaiah 14:1 down to about 6. Okay. But with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, Ba'Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep, the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Israel, I love y'all. We got next. Shalom.